Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be talking about damaged relationships and how to repair them. Uh, so a lot of these things that arise, like problems and so on, happen from outside forces like work, finance, school, competing relationships, and so on. Sometimes they happen from disagreements and differences through two people. But I think a big thing that happens through two people is relational transgressions. This is when one person violates the relationship and they let the other person down in a way. I think this is like a huge way that they, two people get in a huge argument and because they let them down. But anyway, the types of relational transgressions are lack of commitment, distance, disrespect, problematic emotions, and aggression. But the first one I'm going to be going over is lack of commitment, and this is not honoring your person, and self-serving, dishonesty, and unfaithfulness. Now, when you're not honoring somebody, this is just, you're not honoring them, and this can go a lot of different ways, but how I see it is like they could be like setting up boundaries for your relationship and you simply just disregard them and you don't honor them and they see it and that's just a huge red flag and they say, "Hey, why aren't you honoring my boundaries?" And you just like keep disregarding them, and then that's just, and then your self-serving dishonesty, that's where you just always look out for yourself. You're always self-serving. But when you're in a relationship, that's where you always think about the other person's feelings before your own, because you love that person. You're sacrificing your own needs before, but you're sacrificing your needs for theirs because you love that person. But when you're self-serving and dishonest, that's, you're not sacrificing your needs. It's not that like that. And when they see that, it can cause a huge issue. And it's honestly kind of sad because, it's just not right. And then unfaithfulness, this can go a lot of different ways, like being a cheater and so on. And then distance, like being physically distant. There's, distance that's good, where you can be distance where the heart can grow fond. But then beyond that is not good. And then disrespect, criticizing someone, that's where the disrespect is. That's just, you shouldn't criticize your person to the point where it's belittling. And then problematic emotions, this is jealousy, unjustified suspicion, and rage. Now, with jealousy, sometimes it's kind of cute, but sometimes it can just escalate. But unjustified suspicion, I actually have a lot of experience with that. That is actually where somebody says, "Why are you wearing that? You must be going somewhere. Like, you must have some kind of plan if you're going to be wearing that. Like, are you going to see some people? Like, what are you doing tonight?" And they have no explanation for it. They have no kind of reasoning for it. They just say it. And aggression, like verbal abuse and physical violence, stuff like that. And then you can tell when it's intentional and unintentional if somebody just does it to hurt you. They know it's hurting your feelings, and sometimes they just say it on accident. They're like, and you can talk about it, but things to repair it would be, you admit that you were wrong, you say, "I'm sorry," and then you take the blame and you say, "It was my fault. and then you you admit to your behavior and you say, is there anything I can do to help? I might be having this mixed up actually, but I know I have it in order, but I might have the names mixed up. But like, and then you admit to your wrong, and then you say that you admit that you were wrong and say like, is there anything I could do to help? And then you repent and say, like, you genuinely repent and say that I will try not to do it again. And then the last thing would be that you request forgiveness, and then they could either accept it or they can reject it and say, but the accepting part would be, I thank you for your apology, and I glad that you understand where I'm coming from. And then the rejecting would be, words cannot fix what you've done, and then you guys can talk about it after. And it could be like, it could go one way where it could be discussing it, where it would be like, I appreciate the apology, but I still don't think you understand where I'm coming from with this. And another way it could go would be, I think you, or another way it could go would be, you still don't really get where I'm coming from, or you do get where I'm coming from, but there's still more we need to discuss. But yeah. Anyway, thank you.